the 9/11 mosque.
Okay.
Okay. We've heard many politicians, except for those in New York State, to make comments. We've heard that Governor Patterson is currently trying to have a discussion with the imam and those who are planning to build the mosque, which would be 2 blocks away from where the Twin Towers stood. And so we know that. He's looking to help them possibly move it a few blocks away, which seems to be the big question, 2 big questions everyone has. Why does it have to be 2 blocks away? Why not make it a block or 2 further? And the second issue being where the money's coming from. Still no answer on where the money's coming from. Patterson's trying to help them move it, willing to help them with state funding to do so. We know that President Obama is for freedom of religion, is unsure if it's wise to build at that location, and any other opinion he may have is completely confused, because I, as an intelligent man, can't understand what else he's trying to say about it. So those are 2 things we know. Pelosi's for it, Harry Reid is against it, and there is no opinion from anyone else in New York State politics. Why they can't answer that, I don't know. So that's the summary of it.
Okay.
What do you think?
All right. I think that, well, we would lose in 2 ways, and the people we're fighting a war against would win in those 2 ways if we actually let a mosque be built there. One, they would be able to claim a victory on U.S. soil, and using our own government against us to say, you know, freedom of religion, we should be able to do this. Now, and I totally understand that not all Muslims are attackers.
Right.
You know, there are some very peaceful Muslims, most of them. Yeah. You know, but those aren't the peaceful ones aren't the ones that we're worried about, and those aren't the ones that would claim a victory.
Right.
Now, the peaceful ones probably, I would say, they wouldn't mind having a mosque anywhere.
Actually, there's several groups of Muslims that are against having the mosque there.
See, because it's not just a victory, but it's a slap in the face. But the other way that they would be winning, like our enemies would claim another victory on top of that, is, well, when a disgruntled, say, firefighter, police officer, a relative of someone who died at 9/11, when they blow that mosque up, which I'm not saying it's going to happen, but you know what? People are pretty mad when you kill their relatives.
Yes.
And when there's thousands of them that happens all at once, you can pretty well expect that somebody's going to try and take vengeance. And so when that mosque blows up, burns down, or whatever, they're going to use that, our enemies will use that as a rallying cry, saying the Americans blew up our mosque.
And if it happens to it, it's suddenly a rally call to do something else again.
So really I would say that building a mosque there is, well, yeah, I'm all for free speech, but you can't, you know, it's said to be a clear and present danger to yell fire in a movie theater.
Right.
So I think this is almost like that. I think there's a clear and present danger, you know, with building a mosque on what is, I consider to be hallowed ground.
It has come to light that there is already a mosque 2 blocks away, pre-existing mosque, 2 blocks away from 9/11 as well.
Okay.
Not the new mosque that they're planning to build, but before 9/11 happened, there was a mosque 2 blocks away. That mosque still exists.
Okay.
Knowing that there is a mosque already in that area, does that change your opinion?
I think that, well, if there's a mosque already there, they still have freedom of religion. Why don't they go there? Why any Muslim that wants to have a mosque that's convenient enough or close enough for them to go to, if it's there, why do we have to build a new one? And if it was pre-existing, I would say that that one's not a slap in the face. and that's not a way for them to claim victory. But and if it's still there, no one's blown that up.
Yeah.
So nobody's taken offense to that one. But this one, yeah, I would say you're still free to practice your faith, but go to the other one that's already pre-existing.
You're familiar with the Arizona immigration law?
Yeah.
Have you read it?
I have not, actually.
That's okay.
Yeah.
See, there's a question that most people don't tend to, in politics, don't go into.
In my defense, I spend so much time knocking on doors, and I don't even get to see the news as of late. I am making phone calls because it's just me running my campaign. So it's I spend most of my time reading Donna Lupardo's legislation.
Okay.
So.
Well, that's good. So there's a reason why you haven't been able to keep up with that, and I can understand. Getting elected is a lot of work.
And if you've ever read a piece of her legislation, it's gobbledygook. It'll take you an hour to read one piece that's like 5 pages long. Seriously.
Oh, I've read a lot of legislation, and I do understand. They get very confused.
Yeah.
Because they're all lawyers writing for other lawyers.
Yeah.
So it gets really stupid sometimes.
Yeah.
Essentially, the Arizona law, and this is my paraphrasing, so if I've gotten it incorrect, that is my fault, not his. So basing your answer off of my interpretation, as I understand it, the Arizona law follows federal immigration law.
Okay.
In essence, the police cannot stop someone because they're my skin tone.
Okay.
But if I commit a crime, if there is probable cause to believe I have done a crime, mind you, a crime, not related to immigration, but a crime of some sort. So I'm breaking into a house, I'm breaking into a car, I've stolen a car, I'm stopped on the highway because I was speeding. The police have the right, and therefore would ask me, along with asking for my driver's license and registration, which every police officer in America does, they would also ask for at that point, are you in this nation legally? If I say, they would ask if I'm here legally, if I'm an immigrant. If I am an immigrant, where is my green card?
Okay.
That is the essence of their law.
Sounds better.
Well, see, that's an easy one, right?
Yeah.
No, a lot of individuals find that to be an offense.
Okay. No, I think that's fair. And according to, it's the, and I have heard that there's been some talk about amending the 14th Amendment.
Yes, that's related, but yes.
And anybody that goes to my website, I think it's actually on there that somebody has stolen my idea. I want to. I think that the 14th Amendment should say that if you're going to be a citizen at birth, it should be because your parents are citizens, not because your parents were given the incentive to sneak across our borders.
Okay.
And have you.
Would that be both parents or just one?
At least one.
Okay.
At least one. Because you never know. You might fall in love with whoever knows.
It's a pretty good point. I know people would ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think that we need to stop giving people the incentive to come across our borders, have children, and then have a life, that's handed to them, which it really is.
Yeah.
And that's the first step to our immigration problem, I think.
Okay.